are some experts out there that say, this is a perfect car to begin with. Why would you mess with it and make it undrivable? But I get done driving around town, driving out here, got the gauge, you can see, and driving down the road. It says gauge is a little off, so 110 is actually 105, which is just under 70 miles an hour for you Americans. And pan around out the window here. Now it is a little loud. You'll notice the background noise. I made solid motor mounts. Now that was just an extra thing on my side. Just for the performance, I made the extra motor mount. I made solid motor mounts. So, that does add to the noise and the buzz a little bit. My keys jingle, and, you don't want to leave change laying in the ashtray. It sounds like Lars going absolutely bananas. But, no, she seems to work real good here. We're going to get down here and pull a U-turn here in a second and head back into town. But I'm cruising right along here, just under 2,500 RPM. Everything's working just fine. No issues at all. So we're going to get up here to this side road and then we'll pull a U-turn. And I don't know, maybe we'll see what she does for acceleration. I still haven't tuned the carburetor, got to admit that, so she may have little hiccups, dead spots, and that kind of stuff. I haven't put the new, bigger carburetor on, which will probably make a difference as well. So there's various things like that. I don't know how this audio is coming through with the loudness and whatever, but I'm trying to talk loud so everybody can hear. And we got vehicles coming up ahead, but nothing behind us. So we're going to pull a U-turn here and see if we can keep ahead of this guy. Here we go. First to second's always a little jerky on this thing. Third gear's a bit of a trick too. Just a little bit of a slower shift. And we're already doing 60 mile an hour. Third gear. We got 70, we'll grab fourth. And, well, we're not 3,500 RPM, we just passed 80 mile an hour. And overdrive. So we'll slow her back down here now. I look, that's probably a cop coming behind us, but I don't see any red balloons back there, so. He's probably just amazed at the sheer power of this awesome machine. There he is. So yeah, we're doing the test drive. Or a test drive. First time she's been out on the highway for 4 mile anyways. This guy here sort of thinks he's going to keep up with us. And I got a vehicle coming the other way, so make sure that's not a cop. Now I'm going to leave him here and say no more. All right, just to confirm a few things, make sure that everybody realizes this is how not to do things with Dan, so don't think there was great and wonderful successes right off the bat. So, yesterday we were going to do a little test driving, and we immediately ran into problems. It still seemed to start a little hard, and had to have the timing fully retarded, and which, went along with the driver. Had no power. As soon as I went to leave the driveway and whatnot, as soon as it just died, and didn't want to start again. And I played around. I managed to pull itself around the street and whatever, but it would pop and go and spit and just didn't sound healthy at all. And I thought maybe the valve timing was off. Maybe I'd put the offset keyways in wrong or calculated things wrong. Wasn't sure, but there was definitely some problems. And sent a message to my brother. He agreed that he'd have to, when he had time, he'd have to look into it and whatnot. But neither one of us seemed to knew exactly what was wrong. Talked to a couple other people, but people aren't as interested in, and understandable. People aren't as interested in your own project as they are in their projects. So they don't. It's like, well, that's too bad, but they're not going to put a lot of time or thought into it, and that's understandable. I mean, that's not their project, and it's my problem. So this morning I went out and thought, well, I'll take it apart and see if those keyways, if I put them in backwards maybe. I couldn't imagine I did, but maybe I retarded the timing even worse. So I started taking it apart. Pretty easy. You just take the valve cover off, and then you have access to the cam gear right there. So. And I looked, now I'd put them in right and everything, but I thought, well, best thing to do in any situation is go right back to stock, the way things were, and then go from there. So I had another pin, and I put that in. And as I'm putting everything back together, I go to hook plug wires up, and I'm not sure where two plug wires go. I got to check that again, I said. And I had a firing order of 1, 2, 3, 4. And the firing order is 1, 2, 4, 3. So I had been running the car on 2 cylinders and 2 other cylinders that were just firing randomly if they were firing at all. Pretty impressive, actually. She pulled herself around on 2 cylinders while running a 2-cylinder air compressor. But, yeah, so I will say that the original distributor that was on it, distributor cap, was the original one from the factory. And the numbers are written on the distributor cap. Very good idea, having the numbers written on the distributor cap. But they are written at top left is a number 1 when you're looking straight at the cap, holding it up in front of you. Bottom left's a number 2. Top right is a number 3. Bottom right is a number 4. So reading it like you would a book or whatever, 1, 2, 3, 4. But the distributor rotates counterclockwise, which is 1, 2, 4, 3. So I hooked those wires up properly. And I went to start it. And it still didn't want to start because now I had retarded the timing 4 degrees plus, or whatever worse it was besides that. I had set it back to stock, which would be 4 degrees retarded with all the work that I'd done to it, milling of the head and the block. So I took it apart one more time. Not with a whole lot of hope. I figured that, if I could get it running as good as it had the day before, I'd be doing all right. And I put it together with the offset dowel pins, made sure they were set the right way, and put it all back together, got in and touched the key, and that thing started up like she was brand new. I should have been video on there because I think I would have got the world's record for the biggest smile. The Joker had nothing on me from the grin that I had on from ear to ear. And I took it for a couple of test drives, and it ran fantastic. And so we got the hood mounted back on it tonight. And we're going to get a timing light and see if we can adjust the timing a little bit. But really, I played with the timing a little bit, and I can advance it when it's running. But then when I go to start it afterwards, it doesn't like it. So I think the timing's pretty well where it's going to be. We do have our MSD box and our timing control box. So we'll be able to have the timing set, have whatever's convenient for it to start. And then when it's running, I can just turn the dial and advance it to whatever degree it likes. But yeah, we're pretty happy with the way she runs. The only change really as far as drivability is that it does have the vibration sound to it. And the thing with that is you keep everything tight and no loose screws, no loose pieces. Even the little fanes in the dash vents tend to vibrate. So yeah, and that's largely because of the solid motor mounts. If I had left the original motor mounts in it, probably wouldn't have any of that issue. But I've got a hot rod. It's supposed to act like a hot rod. As far as the drivability and whatnot, I'd drive this thing back and forth to work or to go get milk or whatever needed to be done. There's nothing wrong with the drivability of it. I have planed 40 thou off the block, 40 thou off the head, increased the compression ratio to 11.9 to 1, close enough to 12 to 1. I've got a stage 2 cam from Schneider's Cams, had the cam reground. Let me see, what else did I do to it? Do valve springs, but that's not really a performance enhancement. We removed the balance shafts, lightened up the flywheel, as you saw. Yeah, all the modifications. I didn't put a set of headers on it, but I've got a 4-into-2-into-1 exhaust because Canada didn't have the foolish catalytic converter laws that America had in 1983. So our exhaust came almost like true performance headers. Might make a small difference putting a set of headers on it, but nothing real big at the moment, I don't think. Modified the intake manifold quite a bit actually. The carb mount plate is significantly modified. And so yeah, it without putting a supercharger on it or nitrous or something, race car oriented. rebuilt the motor and added performance, and it's perfectly drivable. So it's yeah, it's a matter of what you want to do. And people say things like oh, I don't want to ruin it. Well, that just means they really don't want to work on it. But that's fine. They don't want to work on it. They don't have to. I enjoyed working on mine. So yeah, we'll have a couple more videos probably as we go along. There's body work to be done, and we've got the MSD ignition to install, and tires, and so on and so forth. But this video is pretty much the culmination of my efforts. So thanks for watching.